Hello, everyone, and welcome to. I really need to start counting again. I'm so out on the counting number. It's another Sunday, and it's every Sunday. It's the Lightwork Collective Empowerment Meditation. My name is Hendrik. I'm your tech host. Back in Civilization 29th, nice 29th meditation. Wow, next week we're in the 30s. Crazy, already older than I am. Yeah, so pleasure having you all here. I hope you all settled in. As said, we're going to record this meeting. It's going to be put on YouTube. Make sure that you can hear as well. If you have any problems, then just write in the chat directly to me. During the intro, I can still chat with you and we can figure something out. I hope you all took care of your needs, that the human beings around you are aware that you're getting into a state of calm and increasing your vibrations, that your phone is off, you drink some waters, all the needs are taken care of, and that you can sink into this beautiful space. As always, my invitation to you right now is to open up the chat and then let us know in the chat from where you're calling in from. I think that's a beautiful practice since we're from all around the globe, that we can see from where you're in. So for example, I'm calling in from Lisbon, Portugal today. And then we have the UK, Greece, woo, Spain, Athens, more Greece, woo, Mexico City, Louisiana, Singapore, California, New York, ooh, Paris, Virginia, Netherlands. See, all around the place. And I know Vivian is here, South Africa, China with Trent, and then Barbara is in California. So this is already from all over the place. So beautiful. You can check out from where all the beautiful souls are calling in from. So we have a global network, a global connection, a global vibration already in place through us sitting here. Pleasure to have you all here. I welcome you. And for the intro for the theme today and everything that's happening, I hand it over to Inken.
Thank you very much, Hendrik. Welcome to another very special session of the Lightwork Collective. My name is Inken and I'm one of your hosts, and I'm very excited today because I would like to introduce you to another special member of the collective. A very big welcome to Jovial Kerr. Jovial and I connected through Mind Burley's Be Extraordinary quest, and I would definitely call her an extraordinary woman. She's a successful entrepreneur, and I love that, a happiness life coach, and an outstanding yogini. Yoga plays a very important part in her life, and she strongly believes in the power of yoga to achieve balance in your life. And today she will teach us something. She will help us to connect with our inner warrior and try to build a bridge to the warrior energy. So, like you know, our space is always without pressure, without duty. So feel free to try the post that she's showing us. Feel free to switch on, switch off your camera. Just watch the post. It's completely up to you how you want to participate in this. We just want that you feel comfortable. So I'm really looking forward to this connection between the inner warrior and the meditation that Trent prepared today, because that topic, you know, is integrating the shadow, and I think it's really going very well hand in hand together. So it will be a great preparation to the following meditation of Trent. So Jovial, we are here for you. I would like to hand over to you, and please go ahead.
Thank you, Inken. Can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure my mic is good now. So thank you for inviting me to today's special event. I really feel grateful for that. And I'm actually, every Sunday is what I'm looking forward to see all of you guys on the camera and to connect our soul. So I would just kind of introduce a little bit introductions of myself. So as Inken introduced, like, I have kind of like a very interesting personality because I can be sometimes very logical, and sometimes I'm very compassionate. And on my compassion side and emotional side, I can be another different person. So on the logical side of my brain, I always say that I help business to create like a sustainable roadmap to help them mitigate their risk and do the risk management. But on the right side of my brain, I kind of like a creative and compassionate personality that I do a lot of yoga, practice yoga, and always try to show the world what is love, what is compassion, and what is patience. So I'm trying to cultivate the value for in my family, especially with my two young kids, that to make sure we strive to be the best human being, to help others to be a better person in the world. And I also have a great passion in baking and transformations. So I do a lot of personal growth. That's how I met Incan actually. So that's where we connect, and all these beautiful souls around the world. And also I like to make sure that I send a message to the world, not just kind of practice within yourself. I feel like when you want to make the world a better place, you have to put yourself out there and be an inspiration. So that's why I'm here today. I'm Jovial, I'm your friend. So today I'm going to talk about something very interesting. So when I ask you that you are powerful, you are divine, and you're enough, when you hear all these words, what do you put yourself into? Do you actually feel the exact truth, or you actually feel like instead you have self-judgment and self-doubt? You will ask yourself these questions. Am I enough? And am I powerful? So you keep asking this question within yourself. And maybe you have a deep belief about maybe you're not good enough, or maybe you're seeking your value and chasing your happiness all the time in your life outside yourself. So if you struggle all this happiness outside yourself, maybe it's time to think about integrating your shadow to have like an inner revolutions. And maybe it's time to claim your warrior energy. So what is warrior energy? Warrior energy is like a combination of focus, dedications, purpose, and determinations. So what we do is actually consciously bringing this thing together. It will give you a lot of power. When we harness our inner warrior energy, we will be very confident, clear, and focused. And we can also cultivate this warrior energy throughout yoga practice. That's why I'm here today to kind of explain a little bit about the warrior poses. So Trent, can you show the warrior one poses? So what is warrior one? So warrior poses, actually the Sanskrit is called Virabhadrasana. I know it's kind of hard to pronounce, but it's one of my favorite asanas that actually give me a lot of power, especially when you feel weak that day. If you wake up in the morning, you feel like you are on the downside, you can actually try these warrior poses. So warrior one, if you see the pictures on the screen now, this is a warrior one poses. How do we get into the poses? It's very interesting. So the meaning of this poses is about, all these warrior poses is about the spiritual power which live within us. The warrior actually help us to fight against the ignorance and integrate our dark side into the consciousness. When Trent, I'm going to talk about the meditation, I think he will explain about more on the dark side, which is our shadow. So this yoga practice is going to help you to kind of integrate your dark sides into your practice. So, and make you more conscious about what you think you are not enough. And also all these warrior poses will give you a lot of challenge as well, which demand a lot of power from the stability and the balance from your whole body. So it's very interesting. If you guys want to do it now, you can actually practice it, turn off your camera, but no pressure. But I just want to tell you that if you want to get some inner warrior power, this is the time to do it. So the picture actually shows the warrior one. It actually starts with the lunge positions, where your arms are raised toward the skies, or we call it overhead. And also you want to make sure your palms are facing to each other. It's like you put your palms together and then you put it up like that. So it can actually stretches your lunge and your shoulders, and make sure that you build your core power. On the mental side is actually increase your body-mind connections. So what you want to do is you want to make sure your back foot are planted and your hips are square to make sure you keep the balance. So that's how you get into the warrior one pose. And can you go to the next slide, next picture. So I'm talking about the warrior two now. So this is the warrior two poses, which is one of like the second pose. When you do warrior poses, usually you do it in a series, warrior 1, 2, and 3, to kind of connect the whole body. So warrior two is like where you extended your arm on the opposite side and make sure that the wheel from the forearm is like facing towards the front. And you want to make sure you use all your muscles in here to make sure that you can help to develop your endurance and to make sure you can be easy enough to hold your balance. On the emotional side, so this is very interesting. It actually cultivates your peace and strength because it's very uncomfortable. If you try this pose, you can feel that it's actually not easy. It looks easy, but it's not an easy pose. So it actually helps to find the stillness of your mind. So the more or the longer you stay into this pose, you get more mindfulness. So this pose actually has a great potential to relieve some tensions if you continue to hold it. It actually helps to build your stability and integrity within yourself. If you want to go to the next picture, then I can show you the warrior tree. So warrior tree. So this is the warrior tree poses. So warrior tree, you call it as maybe a Superman pose or a flying dragon pose. So they have different names about it. Why is this Superman? As you can see, it's like, it just raise your arm like a Superman, right? You're like flying. So this is all about a full body balance while standing on only one leg on the other leg and you're raising it up. Your torso and your arm are actually aligned horizontally to the ground. So you try to make it like a T on top to the ground. And this position actually strengthens and make sure that you stretch your leg to engage your core. You can actually flex it very easily with all your muscle in this pose, but it might be really challenging. I mean, you guys can try it as I talk, and then you know what I mean when I explain it. So during the warrior tree, you actually train yourself to be relaxed and kind of like release all your tensions during uncomfortable time. So this is how we learn, like how we become comfortable in uncomfortable time. So this is the time to train yourself to become like that. So you want to make sure that you can stay balanced and make sure your emotions are connected as well. And you also want to make sure that you don't get distracted about little things. So when you practice yoga, this is time to help you bring yourself into the zone. When you are in the flow, you actually forget about everything else. So please embrace yourself and integrate your shadow today and be the warrior and not the warrior. And Trent, I'll give it to you now. The floor is yours.
All right, well, thanks for that, Jovial. And I think something that always impresses me is seeing you do those poses. I have a nickname for you, and I hope this isn't offensive. If it is, I won't say it again, but to me, you're Spider Woman.
Oh yeah.
Or what I see like on the walls and, you know, like, how did you get this to go there and to stay there? It's like, you're like a superhero Spider Woman. So
I don't know, when you are in the flow, a lot of impossible pose that I thought I couldn't do it, I can do it. That's why I say this is like the power of the flow. Nice. I think it really helps when you practice a lot and then you can get into the flow and you just become who you want to be.
Great point. Well, cool. So you guys got your warrior poses on. You have the warrior energy on, so you can face your shadow. You can take it on. Have the courage to, you know, maybe go deeper today than you have before. So real quick, I'm going to do just a touch of framing for those that may be new to this concept of shadow work, and then we're going to get into it. So let me find the. Oh, here it is. So integrating the shadow, according to Carl Jung, the most common shadow traits are related to sexuality, aggression, and these are parts of ourselves that may be repressed or rejected because it's not something that you can really, you know, show socially. But it's still like a part of the whole, right? Like, you're still partly an animal, you know, like we don't really always want to recognize that, and you don't necessarily want to lose control, you know. So it's a delicate balance. So like I say on the slide, the goal here isn't hedonism. It isn't, just letting everything go, letting so loose where you don't have any boundaries or anything like that. It's more about finding this inner harmony, self-mastery, and coming from a place of conscious awareness. So it's not just this unconscious energy that's within you that's driving you and like compulsive behaviors, but rather this whole yin and yang that's perfect balance, and you're effective. So quick story, guys. I did a lot of this work back in Thailand in, I guess, March. I watched the video about it and I really just dug deep into it. And the thing that really helped me to get my head around it was I brought a lot of the sexual energy that I have within me to fighting. So it's another, like, it's a healthy channel of aggression, doing Muay Thai and that sort of thing. And I just like, when I was reading about this and thinking about it and, just intentionally doing it, right? Bringing awareness and bringing consciousness to this part, I would go to the gym, and before I would notice like it would take longer to get to a point to where the endorphins were kicked in. And, you punch the bags. And if you guys have never done that before, the bags are actually heavy. Like the bags can hurt. If you don't have the right mindset, the bags can hurt. And I noticed like when I started doing this and really like intentionally letting my dark side out, at the gym when I was boxing, I started fighting so well that they wanted me to fight at the arena and stuff. The only reason I didn't do that, I ended up hurting my knee. And then COVID, of course, shut it down as well. But I mean, it was just amazing, like how powerful it made me as an individual unit, because now I had 100% power, right? I wasn't like 70% and like this 30% that I'm having to like, push down or something, but it's like 100%. So I want you to be aware of that today and really think about your tendencies and maybe areas that you're strong or weak when it comes to this, and be real about it, right? Because there's parts of myself that doing the shadow work that I didn't really want to admit, that were there, that are kind of ugly, that are kind of unsavory. So, today may be challenging, guys, but I would encourage you again, just to be real and take it as knowledge, information, and learning, and let yourself give you the answer, give you the next step. All right, so let's get the music going. One of these days. Here we go. Okay, guys, let's make sure everybody's muted. Okay, so now you want to become comfortable. You want to start slowing down. So sit back, relax. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath and sigh out anything that you need to sigh out. Let yourself relax, all the stuff from the day. You can just leave it be. Letting your attention go inward. Letting yourself relax, letting yourself just chill out for a while. So let's start relaxing our body intentionally, starting with the scalp. Relaxing and moving down to your eyes. If you're scowling, you can go ahead and just let that go. Just chill out for a while. And your jaw muscles, your face, your mouth. Go ahead and let that go. Relaxing your neck. You can imagine this as relaxation flowing down your body from head to toe, flowing down your shoulders, down your trap muscles, all the way down your arms to your fingertips, relaxing you, down your torso, both chest and back. Letting the relaxation flow down your stomach, low back. You can intend that your inner organs relax as well, so your heart can beat in the perfect rhythm, your stomach can be comfortable, and allowing yourself to switch from stress into rest and digest. Switching over your nervous systems now. Relaxing into your hips, letting your bottom be comfortable where you're sitting. Letting the relaxation flow into your legs, to your knees, all the way to the tips of your toes. Finding yourself more comfortable, more present, with your attention more inward. So go ahead, let's take another deep breath, and this time try to relax and breathe with your entire body. So breathe in deep all the way to the bottom of your stomach, all the way to the bottom of your belly, and let your whole body relax. Letting yourself feel more safe and feel more comfortable. Letting yourself be here now and feel that all is well. So now allowing yourself to become grounded. Let your bottom have roots, wherever your feet and legs are have roots extending into the earth. Let these roots be thick, strong, all the way to the center of the earth, grounding your energy, making you more present, more full body, more aware in general. Making sure your spine is straight. You can imagine it as aligned as you possibly can, yet comfortable, yet relaxed. As you bring your attention to your crown, you can look up with your eyes closed and allow the light from above to enter your crown, down your spine, circulate. All parts of you have energy. All parts of you are balanced. You're grounded. You're comfortable. And all is well. You can become aware of the friends, family, colleagues on the call. So becoming aware of this friendly group energy, this inviting, welcoming energy, allowing yourself to feel comforted, allowing yourself to feel comfortable and a part of things, really a part of the group energy, really a part of what we're doing here. You can even visualize it like a circle with holding hands or arms on the other shoulder. Friendly, comfortable, safe, but together, one, strong, and united. So allow yourself to feel that welcoming energy, allow yourself to feel that inner smile, that inner comfort. And allow yourself to relax and go even more inward. So now imagining yourself walking down stairs that go further into your self, in the deepest parts of yourself. 10, 9, going further inward. 8, 7, deeper. 6, 5, 4, relaxed and comfortable. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and take another deep breath and allow yourself to go even deeper. Allow yourself to become even more present, even more comfortable. So everything that you've brought with you here, all the weight, all the baggage, I mean emotionally, I mean mentally, can you allow yourself to breathe into it, and can you let it go? Just for here, just for now. Everywhere you're too tired, you're making excuses, or you're too ADD or ADHD, wherever you're telling yourself something like that, preventing yourself from becoming present, to being in the now. Could you breathe into that, and can you let that go? Everywhere you don't know how to meditate, or it's too difficult to meditate, everywhere you're telling yourself a story like that or making excuses to keep you from the present moment, can you breathe into that, and can you let that go? And everywhere you're afraid to let go and be present, can you breathe into that, and can you let that go? As best as you can you just breathe? Can you just allow it to be? Everywhere you're afraid of what you might find out today, can you breathe into that, and can you let that go? Everywhere you're afraid of seeing shadow or seeing yourself in a new light or a different light or a dark light. Everywhere you have resistance to this, can you breathe into that, and can you let that go? Everywhere you're generally afraid, or you keep saying that as a reason, can you just allow yourself to feel that fear and let it be? Can you just let it be? Can you let yourself be right now? Stop resisting and let it be. And just breathe. Everywhere you're afraid of your shadow, can you breathe into that, and can you let that go? Everywhere you're afraid of letting go because of where it might lead or what you might do, can you see it for what it is? Can you breathe into it, and can you let that go? And again, guys, don't intellectualize this too much. Allow yourself to feel it. Let this be more of a feeling exercise than a how smart you are exercise. It's nothing to do with that. So everywhere you are in your head, everywhere you are making it about figuring it out. So everywhere you're trying to figure this out or figure yourself out, can you breathe into that, and can you let that go? So everywhere you're overly identified with your mind, your story, your ego, can you breathe into that, and can you let that go? Can you let that go some more? Can you let that go even more? Everywhere you're avoiding truth, you don't want the truth. Whatever that means to you, can you breathe into that and can you let that go? Everywhere you're identified with your body, you think you are your body, or the things you've done with your body in the past. Everywhere you're identified with your body, can you breathe into that and can you let that go? Can you breathe into that even more? Even more. Can you allow the baggage that you're carrying in your body? Can you become aware of that? What you're ready to release, what you're ready to process. Can you breathe into that and can you let that go? Everywhere you're ashamed of yourself. You're ashamed of what you've done sexually. You're ashamed of your sexual desires. Or everywhere you've been shamed by someone else outside of you. So both your own inner voice and the outside voices of shame. Can you allow yourself to process this now? Can you allow yourself to breathe into this, to let it be and just breathe? Allow the shame to move. Everywhere you're judging and beating yourself up that relates to this, can you breathe into that and can you let that go? Everywhere you hate yourself because of the sexual part of yourself. Everywhere you hate and reject this part of yourself, can you breathe into that and can you let that go? Everywhere you judge this part of yourself and judge this in other people, the sexual nature of other people, the sexual nature of yourself, can you breathe into that and can you let that go? If you think it's unforgivable, everywhere you think you've done something unforgivable or would do something unforgivable, can you breathe into that and can you let that go with grace, compassion, and self-love? So anything else and everywhere else you're ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself, someone may have told you. Everywhere that's still inside you, everywhere you're still living with that now. It's just energy. Can you allow yourself to let it be? Can you allow yourself to breathe? Let it go. Everywhere you think you should beat yourself up about this part of yourself, can you breathe into that and can you let that go? Maybe you learned it from somebody or modeled it from a mentor or society, something. Everywhere you're doing this consciously or unconsciously, can you breathe into that and can you let it go? How is beating yourself up going to do anything besides harm? Let it go. Everywhere you feel guilty of your past, guilty of an attitude that you have, guilty of a desire, so something that hasn't even happened yet. So everywhere you have guilt in your energy system, can you allow yourself to become aware? Can you breathe into that and can you let that go? Can you let it go some more? Everywhere you're telling yourself a story. I I shouldn't have done that. I should feel guilty. How's that working for you? Right? It's not. Can you breathe into that and can you let that go? Can you replace this lower, dense energy with love, compassion, and wisdom? Wisdom to not make the same mistakes. Everywhere you're mad at yourself about what you've done or what you want to do, let's make it related to sexual part of yourself right now, your sexual nature. Everywhere you're angry at yourself about it. I wish I didn't feel this way. I'm so mad at myself. Everywhere you feel that, can you breathe into that? Can you let that go? See if you can feel it in your body. A specific chakra, a specific area could be related to a pain or a sensation. So allow yourself to be aware of your body, what your body is trying to tell you. And again, just like curious about it. Allow yourself to just listen to it, to receive what it wants to tell you. Let it be. Stop pushing it down, right? So everywhere you're repressing something and you're ready to allow yourself to overcome it, right? To allow it to be and to get past it. So everywhere you need to let go of something you've been repressing, can you breathe into that and can you let that go? Can you allow an unhealthy habit to be replaced with a healthy process? Everywhere you're afraid of letting this go, can you breathe into that and can you let that go? Everywhere you're afraid of losing control, that by letting go somehow you will be a monster, right? Or somehow you'll be a deviant. So everywhere you're telling yourself this or you have this type of fear, can you breathe into that and can you let that go? Again, if you need to tell your conscious mind something, remember, what would love do? You're coming from a place of love. You won't act from deviant places. Everywhere you're unsure of yourself, you don't trust yourself, and it feels like clinging or feels like holding on, right? You're holding on to pain, you're holding on to some negative energy or negative emotion. So everywhere you're not trusting yourself, can you breathe into that and can you let that go? Everywhere you're still living 7-year-old programming or adolescent programming when it comes to this part of life. Everywhere you're living programming that you've outgrown, that you have more wisdom now. You need to update and upgrade yourself. Everywhere you're still living from these scared, small places about your sexual nature, can you allow yourself to breathe into that? Can you let that go? Can you let that go some more? Can you allow yourself maturity and wisdom? So again, you're letting these energies go that are contracted, that are outdated, and you're inviting in your higher self to fill in the gaps. You're inviting wisdom in, love in, these higher frequencies. So everywhere you're afraid that by letting go, you're going to go do something bad, can you breathe into that and can you let that go? Can you give yourself some grace and compassion? give yourself some self-love. Everywhere you've tried and failed, I'm going to fail again because I failed before. Everywhere you're telling yourself a story like that or doing your energy like that, can you breathe into that and can you let that go? Everywhere this is making you really uncomfortable, can you allow yourself to sit in as much as you can, allow it as much as you can, and let it be? Can you let it be? Let it be, let it be. Can you allow yourself to breathe through it? Everywhere you're afraid of hurting other people, maybe your rage or your aggression, or even your sexual energy, everywhere you're afraid of this dark energy hurting others, hurting your family. Again, we're focused on the emotions of this holding on, this kind of fear energy. Can you allow yourself to breathe into that and can you let that go? Can you come from a place of love rather than fear? That's what I'm asking you. Can you come from a place of consciousness rather than unconsciousness, rather than hypnotized, rather than robotic? So everywhere you're living from unconsciousness as it relates to your sexual nature, as it relates to aggression, as it relates to any darker qualities you find in yourself, everywhere you're unconscious, can you allow yourself to let there be light? Can you allow yourself the gift of consciousness? Inner light, can you allow yourself even more? And even more. And even more. And you can visualize this like your shadow being a part of your cave, your inner cave that you don't normally go to. So this is like a darkened part, a dark cave. But in this cave contains many treasures. So now that you have let go of quite a bit, can you allow yourself now the inner light to explore this cave? Can you allow yourself to maybe take a step further into this unknown, into this dark part of yourself, and allow this elevated light of consciousness to allow you to see the treasures within? Can you allow yourself to see the gifts of this part of yourself now? Can you allow yourself to receive anything from your higher self now as it relates to this topic? So anywhere in doing this that you feel suffering, that you feel agony, can you allow yourself to breathe into that and can you let that go? Anytime you need to go, take more light from the light part of the cave. Take it to the dark part so you can explore, so you can discover. You can do that. You can take a break. You can imagine yourself stepping over there and maybe bringing a lantern with you, a lantern of consciousness. So in this dark part, can you now allow yourself to see a representation of your shadow? So this could be like Spider-Man seeing Venom, or like Dr. Jekyll seeing Mr. Hyde. So allow yourself to have a representation of it. even if you're appalled by it, can you breathe into that? Can you breathe into this rejection? Can you breathe into the part of you that doesn't accept it? Can you allow it to be? Can you breathe? Anything else in the way of you allowing yourself to truly see, to truly know what you need to know now? Can you allow that to let go? So everywhere you hate this part of yourself, you reject this part of yourself, can you now breathe into that and let that go and send and replace it with understanding, with compassion, with wisdom, with love? Can you see your shadow with the eyes of compassion now? And to the best of your ability, can you embrace your shadow? Can you forgive your shadow? Can you accept your shadow? Accept it as it is. Just allow it to be, just like you have been doing with emotions. It is what it is. Can you see it without judgment? Can you just see it for what it is? And now see if your shadow has a gift for you. You could even visualize it as a box that you can open. What does your shadow have for you? What does your shadow have to give you, to teach you? Allow yourself to receive that now. Receive the gift. Allow yourself to receive the gift. Understand it. Know it. And if you're resisting that, can you breathe into that and can you let that go? So now with your warrior energy from before, can you allow yourself to merge with your shadow? Again, allowing this conscious, loving part of yourself to be totally present, totally aware. But allow yourself this power, allow yourself this boon that your shadow gives you. So it's integrated, so it's makes you more whole. So you can even see that now, see it joining together and swirling, balancing, giving you energy, giving you greater health, greater vitality, more juice, more interest in life, more color. Allow yourself to experience that now. Experiencing it as the power of love, right? So keeping things in the right perspective. How does it feel to be whole? You can feel that homecoming feeling, this return feeling. It's, oh yeah. Even feel your energy expand. So feel the relief of that. Allow yourself to really feel this relief feeling, this feeling. That's where you've been all this time. And again, feeling your way into a new, better balance. So that's what you want to be doing now. You could even scan your body. Imagine that you scan your body as like an X-ray or like an infrared light. And as you go from head to toe, you can be aware of the sensations in your body and balance. And allow yourself to balance your energy. Whole, complete, vitalized, aligned, integrated, happy and healthy. So with this new energy, can you shine your light? So shine your light even brighter now. Allow yourself to shine your light even brighter to fill your room. Shine your light even brighter to fill your home, your entire home. The building that you're in, the community that you're in. So seeing your light expand even more. So it's 360, right? Above, below, in front, behind. All the way, the light is shining brighter within you. Re-energized. Returned home. So shining as bright as your city. Filling the city with light. Filling your country with light. Now connecting with the energy of the others on the call and filling our world with light. Brighter, lighter, happier, whole, complete, at home, and relieved. So allow yourself a few moments to take this in and feel this new balance. Feel this inner harmony. To feel this self-acceptance, self-love on a whole new level, on a deeper level than ever before. And you can breathe into that. So any resistance that you need to let go of, allow yourself to breathe into that and let it go. Any old stories, let it go. Any old identities, you can let it go. You're now integrated. You're now at a new level. And all is well. So taking these learnings, taking this inner wisdom that you've gained today, taking it back to your body and your normal state of waking consciousness. 1, 2, feeling great. 3, feeling powerful. 4, feeling love and acceptance. 5, 6, 7, relieved. 8, 9, at home within yourself. Bringing it back to your waking consciousness. 10. You can begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. So to take things full circle, Jovial will now share another pose with us. That should bring us into greater balance.
So, Trent, can you please share the last pose? So I have chosen this pose, which is a butterfly pose, to close our practice today. Why butterfly? Because as we all know, butterfly is the beautiful transformations, how to transform and how she integrate herself with the old self and make herself a beautiful butterfly. So that's why I think this is a really good pose, and it's actually kind of like awake our godness energy. So this is actually a yin pose, which is like, you know how we practice warrior poses, which is more like an active poses and like a yang energy. And this is like a yin pose. So what is the yin pose? Is actually to help us to kind of cultivate our creative flow and unconditional love, passions, and wisdom. So when we claim our energy, we live in a joyful self-acceptance and self-respect, and we will listen to our inner voice. And I would like to say that may the warrior force be with you always. Namaste.
Okay, thank you so much, Jovial. And we're glad what you shared with us, and all of it was so good. Thank you so much. Guys, next time on Light Warriors, love yourself alive. So if you've been feeling like a robot, you've been feeling like you're on autopilot and going through life with a lack of emotion, a lack of passion, right? Next week, we're going to talk about how to get yourself awake, right? Like how to really live passionately and love yourself alive. So guys, definitely you want to be here for that, and tell all your friends about it because it's going to be awesome.
Thanks, Joel, and thanks, Trent. Before we close, I would just give 3-4 minutes because we're already over the hour. If anyone feels like sharing something or something is alive in you that you want to put into the collective, feel free to unmute yourself. You are able to unmute yourself now. I changed the security settings, so you should be able to.
I wanted to ask a question.
Go ahead.
Okay. So you know, for the butterfly pose, does the head have to touch the floor?
I mean, the best is to touch the floor so that you can flat your back. But of course, it's not easy to get to the floor. It's like a journey. So you need to make sure you first, just don't force yourself. Just listen and let it flow. And the more you practice, you can touch the floor.
Just to give you an idea, I mean, I'm a yoga teacher starting since yesterday, and my forward bend, I'm not even close to touch my feet. But in yoga, it's not about being stretchy and doing the asanas. Asana is just a small part of yoga. It's just stable and firm. And you can still ease into the postures through breath. You can do energy work in the postures. And then you slowly get closer to the posture and your flexibility will increase. I know that I will do most of the postures I learned, I will do them perfect in a year or two. But it's way more about the inner state and the taking time and sitting in them. So I think that's the beautiful part about yoga. So I think it's beautiful to how far you already are with your flexibility. And my course enjoyed my inflexibility the last month to get an idea that it doesn't need to be perfect. It's about the inner state more than about having the posture perfect.
Yeah, it's not about the perfection. It's about what you learn when you get down. It's like how you get into that journey, that what you learn. So that's more like the progress and the transformation instead of like the end results.
Anyone
I want
else?
to give a big hug to Jovial. Thank you very much for today.
Thank you
love
for
to
inviting
you.
me. I
Much
feel
love.
love actually to be in this community and with everybody on Sunday. This is one of the days I'm looking forward to every week.
Guys, you are all beautiful warriors, and we are so, so happy to have you with us. Much love.
Thank you.
Guys that are new, make sure that you like our Facebook and YouTube so you can stay up to date with everything and catch the replays and everything like that. So welcome for all the new faces and much love to all the regulars. We really appreciate you guys.
I have to listen to this one a couple times. Really good. Really good. Great. Thank you, Jovial.
It was very, very peaceful and beautiful, and you brought me into a fantastic state. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
I would say to respect the time of everyone, and we don't go much more over time today. Thank you so much for being with us today, and hopefully see you next week. Pleasure having you all here on this Sunday. And if you want to, then just unmute yourself and say goodbye in your own language.
Just no words that I have to edit out this week, please.
Yay!
Yes, us.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yes, us.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Tschüss.
Bye.
Bye.
Love everybody.
Bye. Bonne semaine. Have a good week. Bye.